Hi everyone. In today's video, we are going to go over how to create your first TV project in OAS. So, like I already mentioned in my earlier video of the differences between OBI, EE, OAS, and OAC, you know that OAS is the latest recommended reporting platform for on-premise reporting, and all those customers who are still on OBI, they will either have to upgrade to OAS or they will have to start their cloud journey with OAC. Now, as you can see on my screen, this is the home page of OAS data visualizer. So when you install OAS on your machine, you get two different links, one with DV, that is ending with DV for data visualizer, and one ending with analytics, where you can create your analytical data models, deploy RPD, and migrate all your existing OBI reports from current environment into OAS. So without taking further time, let's start with OAS. So I'll quickly give you a overview of how OAS is stacked up and what all different options we have and how the look and feel is. So this is the home screen, as you can see on your screen. There are different options here. Catalog is where you see all the objects that are created, like your reports, your projects, and everything. Uh, in the data tab, you see any data sheet that you upload. So like I mentioned in my earlier video, the beauty of DV is it gives more control in the hands of the business user. So if a business user has some kind of a spreadsheet, on top of which he or she wants to see some quick reports, they can simply upload the spreadsheet and start reporting on top of it. And how it is done, that is something that we are going to see in today's video. So so you go here, create, and click on the data set. In the data set, there are three options here. One is either you select a file and upload it. Secondly, if you have deployed the RPD, you can select the subject area from that RPD, or if you have created a certain connection to the database. So there are a lot of connectors that Oracle offers. So for example, if I don't want to build a report on top of my RPD subject area, or I don't want to upload the file, I want to connect to a certain database, like you can connect to MongoDB, you can connect to Snowflake, you can connect to ADW, or you can connect to any on-premise database also. So that connection you can create by clicking on this Create Connection tab. So as you can see here, there are various connectors that are seeded in the product, and this list will keep on increasing as the product evolve. So you can connect to Oracle applications, ADW, ATP, Oracle database, EPM cloud. All these connectivity is possible. Now for this video, I'm just going to quickly show you how a business user can leverage the power of DV without going to a technical team or a technical person for every small thing. So let me click here and let me go to OAS. So this is a folder that I have created for this demo. I'm selecting a sample spreadsheet that I actually downloaded from the Oracle website only. So that is something. This is something that I have not prepared on my own. If you want this spreadsheet, or if you want the path from where this needs to be downloaded, just let me know in the comments box, and I will be happy to help you over there. So as you can see on this screen, I have imported the CSV file. CSV files automatically captures the data types as they are in your CSV or Excel. In case you want to change any data type, you still have that option over here. For example, uh, a hire date. So hire date, what I'm doing is, although it is captured as an attribute, let me see if the product gives me as an option to change it here. Okay, so here it is not giving me that option. So fine. But if a particular column is coming up as a character, and if you want that to be treated as a number, you can still do it here, like treat it as an attribute or treat it as a measure. You can change the data type also over here. So let me see if everything looks okay. Let me check number of terminations. Number is some. Fine. Okay, so this spreadsheet basically gives you information on number of employees that are terminated in the United States by their hiring date and by their termination date. And it gives you a breakdown of the states in which those employees were working in, whether they were working in Colorado, Jersey, Texas, all these are the states in the United States. So let me just have a look at the data and see if there is any kind of transformation that or any kind of object type modification that I need to do here. Everything looks okay. It is not giving me an option to change the data type over here. So I will leave it here, and then I'll click add. Okay, because I have already imported it. So it is telling me that, okay, this already exists. Fine. So for this demo, I'll just rename the name as or version 2. Perfect. So now the data set is created. Now the beauty of DB is it gives you inbuilt recommendation based on the data that it sees from your spreadsheet. So this is basically called your data preparation, and it gives you different options. So for example, if you just have a if you have a date here, now as you can see here, this higher date is actually holding the date information but categorized as an attribute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here and I'm going to convert it to a date, and I have given a format as ddmmy. Then I'm just clicking on add step so that this change that I have applied takes into effect. Now you can see the attribute symbol has gone, and now higher date is appearing as a date column. Similarly, there is a termination date. So I'm going to do the same for termination date and convert it to date in the same format. Perfect. Now, these are the two changes that I wanted to make in my data. Rest of the data looks good to me. So I'm just going to click on this apply script so that when I start building a dashboard or a project, as you call it in the DV world, these changes takes into effect. So all my changes are applied now by clicking on this apply script. So I'm clicking on this go back button. So as you can see here now, uh, I can see my data set being created. Now, once the data set is created, the next step is create a workbook. So this workbook is nothing but for those who have built dashboards and reports in OBI world, workbook is a place where you can create reports and dashboards. Okay, so now we have this plain blank canvas with termination work details as a subject area. For those who have worked in OBI will be able to relate with these terminologies. But for those who have not worked, just consider this as a business area where you have all the columns that are there in your spreadsheet, and now you can just play around with it, start drag and drop and create reports and dashboards on top of it. So how it works is, let me give you a simple example. So what I'm doing is I'm clicking number of terminations, and what I will do is I will select a year and I'll right click on it and will select create based visualization. So what it does is the tool automatically picks up and creates a visualization based on the type of columns you have selected and what kind of data it holds. So let me click on it. So what it has done is, based on the columns you have selected, it has automatically decided that, okay, of all the type of visualizations that are available to you, this is the best visualization that represents the best picture of the data. So it has selected line visualizations. Of course, you have an option to change it. If you click here, you can see that there is an option to select bar, then there is an option to select stack bar. There is an option to select the represent the data just in the table format, in the pivot format, and different other ways. So if you are not happy with the way data is picturized or visualized here, you can just go here and select a different type of visualization that you want to represent your data with. Now let me just show different features of this by taking these visualizations only. Now, as you can see here, it's a line chart. Now, for example, you can see if there is anything that you want to change with this line visualizations or line chart, on your left hand screen at the bottom part of your left hand screen, there are various options or properties that you can change for this visualization to appear differently. Now, one of the important thing that we generally do in any visualization is see the data. So for example, show points. So now this has been auto. If I click on, you can see every data point every year that is starting from 2008 to 2014 now is appearing. If you want to see, okay, what this 2008 data value is, then you go to your axis, go to your value axis, or here in the number of terminations, data label position, it is by default marked as off. You can click as auto, and now you can see these are the number of terminations every year. So although I mean, it was evident when you have clicked on it, but for somebody from a business perspective who wants to have that insight readily available when they go on this particular screen, you can make this you can simplify this by enabling this data label position as auto. Now, another important feature is to change the label. So for example, number of termination by hire date. I mean, if you don't want it to be appeared this way, so you can go to the general tab on the title. You can click it as custom, and I'm selecting number of termination by uh, hiring year. This is just for for you to understand how to change the name of a visualization. Then show points, position, background. Okay, this is another important thing. If you want to make your visualization look cool, so generally the background by default is white. If you want to change it, go to auto, click custom, then fill color. You select any color that you are comfortable with and click OK. Now, as you can see, the background color of this visualization is changed. I can change any other color again, and this color is changed again. Let me revert it back. Let me click to white again, click OK. Okay, this is one important thing that you will find useful when you start building your reports. Another thing is, if you now let's change the bar, or let's change the visualization to bar type. Now here, another important thing you can do is color the visualization or color the data that is appearing here. So for example, now if I drag here again into color, okay, because I have selected two, it's taking both, but let me click here again and drag it to here into color. So as you can see now, the data, it is showing in different colors by the column that you have selected in this color pane. It is not necessary that you should select only the column that you have selected in your X and Y axis. You can select any column. Like for example, let me just try selecting any other column and see how the visualization looks like. Uh, let me select state. Okay, the moment you select state here, uh, it has broken down the information for that particular year by the number of states that terminated the employees in that particular year. So in 2008, there were only 3 employees that were terminated. But the moment you selected state, it has broken that down by by the states who terminated those employees. So this is one cool feature that you can try out based on the information that you have. So I'm just removing it again. Similarly, let's try with a bar or let's try with a pie chart. So this pie chart will give you the same information in a different visualization. Now, this is basically creating a report in DB. Now, the next important thing for you to understand is how to create a dashboard or how to stack multiple reports side by side or one after another to make the entire page more appealing. Now, so how you do it? So for example, let me revert back my changes. So this is a button where you can click and revert your changes. So I'm going back to my initial line graph. Okay. Now let me so let's say my requirement is, I have to create multiple reports representing a different data. Okay. So what I will do is I'll right click on this hamburger bar and I'll go to edit and duplicate visualization. So as you can see, both it has created a copy of it right next to it. Now what you can do is, let's say now you don't want to see number of termination by hire date. You want to see the same information by uh, by state. So I'll select state here, but I want to see the information in the form of bar chart. Okay. Now, if somebody wants to filter this data, so how to apply a filter on this dashboard? So there are two ways you can apply the filter. You can apply the filter at the particular visualization level also, or you can create a common filter that will be applied to all the visualizations that are part of this dashboard. So I'll explain you both. So let me take this classic example of state again. I'm just dragging it here. Okay. Now, when I select anything in this filter, because it is applied at the top, it will apply to all the visualizations that are created on this page. So let me select just California. So as you can see, both the graphs are changed. The second one is only showing terminations for California, and the first one is showing terminations in California year by year. Now, let me just disable this filter again. So the moment I disable, my graphs are back to how it were earlier. And now I want to apply this only for this first visualization. I don't want to apply the filter for all the visualizations that are part of this project. So what I will do is, at the visualization layer, as you can see, there are various options here, and one of the option is filter. So I'm going to select the state and drag it into filter, and I'm going to select California. Now, as you can see, only the visualizations where I have applied the filter is changed, and the second one remained as it is. So this is how you can apply the filters at a total level or at a particular visualization layer. Now, another important thing is, let me again duplicate this visualization. I'll go to edit, duplicate visualization. Let me just drag and drop it at the bottom, and let me select a map, whether it is reflecting. This is a tag cloud. Select a map. Okay. So now, as you can see, it has automatically, figured out that, okay, all the states are part of United States. So it has only pulled United States map, and it is showing the data by states. So let me just expand it. So this is where you can go and maximize the visualization. Okay. Now what it is doing is, if you go to state, okay, California, number of terminations. So all this is visible. Now let me see whether I can change the, okay, the color is basically by termination. So it's fine. Now what you can do is, another beauty here is you can split this data by, you can see the splitting by a particular column also. So let me take this example, number of termination by hiring here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this state column and I'm put it into trellis columns. So now what it is doing basically is your information is basically represented in a different way, but now you can clearly see that, okay, in California there were these many terminations, in Colorado there were these many terminations, in Illinois there are or there were 6 terminations and all. So this is basically splitting the data by columns. If you want to split it by rows, just take that column here, and this is how your data will look like. So I mean, it all depends how you want to represent your data. Based on your data and the way it will look on the dashboard, you have to take that calculated decision on which visualizations will work best for you. Now there will be another question that, okay, this is these all visualizations are created based on the information that that is there in the columns. What if I have to create new columns? So what you can do is, you see a option here as my calculation. You right click on it, add a calculation, and here you can create whatever calculations that are feasible in the product. So just like in OBI or any other analytical tool, at a column level, you can create certain calculations. Like you can extract the year, you can extract a date, you can do some multiplication, or even you can do some predictive analytics here also. So there are a lot of options that are available here. You can go through these options and decide what sort of manipulation that you want to do to your data. So in the subsequent videos, I will be walking you through how to create forecasting calculations. So that will be covered in the next subsequent videos. But what I'm trying to say here is that there are various options that are available to you here that you can leverage to manipulate the data. Like for example, you can use aggregate functions. You can do your top bottom level calculation, distinct, mean, max. You can do running aggregates. Then if you want to do some calculation based on the date columns that you have, if you want to extract the day of the month, hour, minutes, month name, all those options, just like they were in OBI, are available here. And that is something that you can leverage. Once you create a calculation, click on this validate button here. It will check whether the syntax that you have used is correct or not. And once it is done, uh, that calculated column will be available over here. And the same, then you can drag in your reports and start doing the reporting on top of it. So this is a very, very high level overview of how to create your first DV project. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Uh, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section and I'll be happy to take them in the next videos. Thank you so much.